And welcome back, folks. I'm your host, Ravi Ratiram, and you're tuned in to Building TNT. And tonight we have in studio Mr. David Lee, chairman of MIC,
Yes.
Starboy from Diego Martin. We were just chatting about the different programs and graduations and stuff like that. And David, I went to one of your graduations in the Diego Martin area.
Correct.
And I must say, I was so impressed speaking to the youngsters, the youths,
Right.
of how their lives has changed. Tell us a little more about what went on in Diego Martin, because that's a new center, I believe.
That's correct. That's correct, Ravi. When I took over as chairman in late 2010, the end of 2010, I'm a born and bred individual from Diego Martin. I went to Diego Martin Boys RC. I grew up in Covine Road. I played in Diamond Vale. What Diamond Vale, if you know what Diamond Vale is not what what Diamond Vale is today. So that one of my hopes and dreams was to be able to give back to the community. And when we came on at MIC, there has always been in the plans for years to build a technology center in Diego Martin.
Right.
And it never happened. So this board and under the help of Minister Karim, and he gave me the go-ahead to make it happen. So it's about giving, all over the country, and Diego Martin is close to my heart. So we were able to acquire a venue in the Factory Road, which is an industrial estate, where you have employers, large employers, manufacturing sector. So we were able to develop a center there, which we recently opened last year, May in 2014.
Yes.
And we ran some short programs during the program of summertime, and we were able to graduate some students. But one of the fascinating issues about the graduation, Ravi, is that one of our graduations that we held last year, while we were going through, through my travels every day, I always end up at the bottom of Ryson Road and Anna Street in Port of Spain. 7 days a week, I always end up there. And, while we were doing the graduation, there was 2 individuals that were graduating that came up on stage to receive their certification and shook my hand. And something when I saw the 2 individuals, I said these 2 individuals look very, very familiar, but I couldn't remember where they were from. Yeah. 2 young gentlemen. They were graduating from the construction sector. And after the graduation and all the the activities were over, they were leaving. I happened to be also leaving, and they came up to me and they said, "Don't you remember me, us?" Yeah. I said, "I know your face looks familiar." So, they said to me, "You always talk to us every morning." I said, "Where?" He said, "Well, at the bottom of Anna Street and Rice Road." What they do is that they used to hustle at the bottom of Anna Street, wiping your window, your windshield, for a donation. And I always used to partake in it, or else if I don't, I always talk to them and so on. And I was so overwhelmed that they could have gotten themselves out of that
into a program,
a construction program, and also went on to do level 2 in the construction program.
Right.
So it is very heartening for me as a chairman, as someone that be part of MIC, to actually touch the lives of these 2 individuals. And they were so in awe to be able to receive their certification and continue to a higher level. That is what this is about. That is about building the nation, building the youths, and giving back.
It's about building TNT.
That's right.
It's about the building TNT. Actually, we supposed to have some pictures from that graduation. It's in the Diego Martin. If we can just pull up the Diego Martin pictures there, we should be able to see a picture of the folks who graduated from the school and the launch of that school. Right. And what I experienced is when I went there and I was chatting with the folks who graduated. The stories that I was getting is that the youths of Diego Martin, before the coming of the MIC center in Diego Martin, they felt that they didn't have much to do. They felt very idle. They were very idle. And the youths themselves told me, that proverbial idle hands is the devil workshop, so what else is left for we to do?
And what we are also doing is we are partnering with the manufacturing companies that are based on the industrial estate and tweaking their their programs, what training that they need, so that we can take the youths off the streets, get them employed, get them ready, ready for the workplace, and give them a sense of purpose. Diego Martin never had that before, and this is what MIC came in to fill that void. Right, and the encashment is large. We cater for the Carnage area, the Diego Martin, the Coquerite, and we run all levels of programs. And you see the joy of the Diego Martin youths, that they don't have to go far now to be able to achieve the same certification as an individual who went to John Donaldson in the past, or San Fernando Technical Institute. So there's hope that MIC is given to the community. And also recently, I think this year, YTEP also opened a school close to us, but catering more for the cartoon and trying to develop people in the AutoCAD and the cartoon areas.
Right.
So, it's a whole host of things that we are doing down in the Diego Martin area, which never happened before.
Yes, that's very interesting.
We all know where Diego Martin is.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's a beautiful place.
Correct.
One day we have to actually leave the studio, and David, you might be able to help us where we go and look at the water. Is the water wheel?
Yeah, the water wheel, Blue Basin.
Yeah. Some of the beautiful imagery.
Where I grew up in Patna Village.
Which one were we able to pull up that graduation stuff? I think it's a third folder. Right, if we can get that. Sure. In addition to that work up at Diego Martin, I understand that you have done some work across in Tobago also.
Correct. When we came on board, again.
Well, there we see the graduation itself.
Correct.
Down at Macoya.
That is at Macoya.
That was down at Macoya where we had graduated.
3,500 individuals last year. The first time in the history.
And there we see we're celebrating 40 years.
Correct. Well, we celebrate, and all this is the graduations here.
Crossing the floor.
Of the higher level programs.
Right. And that one is the must. You have the must. Correct. And you see we have some adults there.
Yeah, this is our higher level Tibet, where we do training for the teachers in the educational sector.
Right. There we have a little team there.
Yeah, all these are graduation
I think that was your
pictures.
valedictorian guy. Crossing the floor. And there you see the minister starring.
Correct.
With the workforce graduation. I still didn't see the Diego Martin one, but we will get back to that in a short while.
That's right.
In addition to Diego Martin, there are other areas of the country, and Tobago, I remember a while ago.
Yeah,
you did.
Ravi, in 4 years that I have been on board, we built 4 centers.
Wow.
We opened 4 centers. The first one that we opened was the first state-of-the-art Tobago Technology Center in Canaan. It's a land piece, a landmark. People talk about it as we have actually, that building, that technology center in Tobago has actually developed the entire area around it, and you would see a lot of different businesses that are developing around it.
And that's Tobago?
That's right.
That's when you had the group at Tobago.
That's right.
There. Again, not much activity there in Tobago before.
Tobago is crying out for a technology center, the status of MIC, and we have partnered since then with NGC in Tobago in the Cove industry, and they have taken our trainees and apprentices them, and give them a hope. Employment in that whole Cove industrial estate. That
last picture there that we show Richmond, it was actually a picture of the Tobago Center and the plaque.
Correct.
The plaque that was presented
where the Prime Minister, I think,
to the Prime Minister.
That's right.
When the Prime Minister opened that center.
Correct.
And that's a picture of the building itself.
That's right.
That you all built and outfit.
Right.
And so not never just Diego Martin.
Never before.
Not so just Diego Martin.
We did Tobago. Then we did Omera in Arima.
All right.
Then we did one in Diego Martin, and the most recent one would have been in Pinal, where the Prime Minister opened it recently in May 2014. So the 4 years that we have actually spread throughout.
That's the Omera.
That's right. Omera.
That's the Omera Center to the back there with some of your students.
So we have 18 centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago, spread
and
throughout.
the cutting of the ribbon. the Our Good Boy.
That's right.
So Lindsay Gillette there is starring
That's
also.
right. That's right.
And the minister.
That's right.
We have an energy. Lots of support from the
That's
different
right. So
sectors.
that what we are doing is we're going out and reaching the youths and the young adults throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Because what we have found, Ravi, to be honest with you, is that, you know, we always look down on trades. And that is no longer what is going to happen. We see the trade industry, the skilled worker, actually making just as much money as a doctor, a lawyer, a professional. Right? And this is the hope and aspirations of MIC, to be able to change that mindset of changing the youths and saying, you know, coming to MIC and doing a trade is just as good as going to UB doing a law degree or going to the medical school.
Well, you're very correct about that, David, because I grew up from pursuing a science background. And plenty of us who did science always felt that science was the best.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And those who would have done law would feel the same way. Those who do medicine feel the same way. But it's only when I went out into the world of work and I started working at the Dunlop factory, Carlisle Tire and Rubber.
That's in point.
Yeah, where Mr. Perali from EM Marketing and some of my good friends, Charles Redhead and those guys, the guys down in Point Fortin, I recognize that the skilled workers, the skilled laborers, the artisan, from then even across at PTSE,
That's right.
where I'm at right now, it's the guys in the garage
That's right.
who really empower the organization to deliver.
Correct.
Without these guys in the garage, without the guys in the engine room, without our artisan, our skilled workers, laborers, mechanics, plumbers, air conditioning technicians. And it's only in developing I got exposed to facilities maintenance and facilities management. And I recognize that our facilities workers out there are really like the foundation in which everything else happens.
That's right.
So what you all are doing across at the MIC, you know, in terms of, we have approximately 15,000 youths over the last 4 years coming out there and training. You are empowering the youths and the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
And we're changing the mindset of how we look at a trades individual, a skilled worker.
Yeah.
You know, we are harnessing them. We are saying that this is the future, all right? And you know, I don't know if how long we have to go to a break, but I'll give you another little simple story. A doctor friend of mine, you know, he studied. He's a senior doctor in Trinidad and Tobago. I would not call his name, and he lives in Federation Park. And one lunchtime, you know, his wife has always been, you know, behind him, bugging him to get a tap fix in the house. And you know how women are with men. So he came home at lunchtime and he came for lunch. He saw this BMW in the car park in his driveway. And then when he went inside, he asked his wife, whose BMW is that? She said, well, you didn't want to get a plumber, so I hired a plumber and that's his vehicle. So, you know, where we think that plumbers cannot earn the same standard of living as our lawyers and doctors, that's a misnomer.
It's a misnomer. Now we're seeing a lot of development taking place, a lot of construction taking place, and it's really these guys who's making the magic in the country.
That's correct. And the trick is really what we have added in our program is a business element. And that has been lacking in the skills area. That we have all these talent, the skills men, but they really don't know how to manage their talent as a business.
Yes,
and this is what we have also focused on.
I picked that up when I met with the graduates from the small engine repair.
Correct.
These guys, when I asked them, I said, so what next? What you going to do? They say, well, now we could fix any brush cutter. We could fix any lawnmower. We're going to open a shop to fix small engine. So these fellas done started after finishing one course. See themselves as an entrepreneur now who's going to put down something in a community to make a difference. Right? Folks, the chat is going wonderful. We need to take a short break at this time. We're going to be right back, so don't go too far.